Hey everyone, Video Game Lover here, and welcome to another edition of Games That I Finished, or Games That I Beat. So, at long last, for the first time since July, I finished double-digit games. 11 to be exact. And without further ado, let's begin. So the first game that I beat, well, technically not really, but we're gonna go in this order. SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 for the PSP. I think, in my opinion, this was the weakest of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. I think it's the worst one. And it comes down to two reasons. The gameplay, it's a lot slower than what it was in 2007 or 6. And two, God, I hate the 24/7 mode. It is horrible. All you do is wrestle matches and be in storylines that make no sense. Like 1 minute, you're like, you could win a match, but then after the match, you end up just getting your ass kicked in the next cutscene. Makes no sense. I didn't really like SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. It's definitely my least favorite. However, though, I did finish SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 on PSP, and this was a really fun game. Really good game for the PSP. Plays really good. I did the Road to WrestleMania as John Cena, who recently turned heel. I still can't believe that. But one thing I find that's really, really hysterical is MVP is once again involved in John Cena's Road to WrestleMania. Because he was your main enemy in the 2009 Road to WrestleMania as John Cena. So I know it's really funny that he once again played a role in this. But really fun game. I really enjoyed it. And I also finished WWE All-Stars on the PSP. And basically what that game is, it's like WrestleMania the arcade game meets SmackDown vs. Raw. It's a wrestling game, but it's more arcadey. And it's a lot of fun. I actually had a good time with this game. It may be a little light on the content, and it can be a little weird to figure out what to do and how to know the finishing moves, but I really enjoyed that game a lot. Really fun game. The only problem, though, is the PSP version. The sound is terrible. The sound effects sound horrible on it. So, I recommend playing it on another system, but I didn't mind playing it on PSP. Alright, so now we have two PS3 games. These were the two games I found in the thrift store. Medal of Honor Airborne and Battlefield Bad Company 2. Now, Medal of Honor Airborne, I actually thought was kind of like a, dare I say it, an Ace Combat-like game, because it's called Airborne. But reality, the only difference is you're just jumping out of an airplane and it becomes a first-person shooter. It's not a bad game. It's really short. There's only like, I think, 6 or 7 missions. But I had a decent time with it. I will say that the shooting's a little janky on this game. And for some reason, Stage 2 was the hardest level in the game. I don't know why, but Mission 2 was really hard. But all the other missions weren't all that bad. But still, not a bad game. However, though, Battlefield Bad Company 2, oh man, this game is really fucking good. Really damn good game. Plays very well. I freaking love the main cast of this game. They're so damn good, so damn funny. I really love this game a lot. If you are a big fan of FPSs, this is a must play, man. Seriously, great game. And I'm amazed on how well the graphics hold up to this day. This game came out in 2010 and still looks really good. Really good game. I enjoyed it a lot. So now let's get to some Game Boy games. I finished Batman Return of the Joker on the Game Boy, and thank God that game is only 4 stages long because it ain't very good. Or was it 5 stages? I don't remember. But it wasn't all that good. I did not like Batman Return of the Joker all that much. I know that some people like it on Game Boy. I'm not really one of them. And it all comes down to the controls. Controls in that game are very stiff. But like, the jumping just feels off, and you just fall off all the time off the platforms. It was okay. I then finished Metroid 2 Samus Returns. I know that game is regarded as the black sheep in the series because of how linear it is, but I still had a good time on it. I had a fun time with Metroid 2, and I beat it to where I was able to see Samus in her bikini. But I liked it. The only thing that I don't like is the music. It's because it's more ambient, it ain't good. The only two songs I like is the main theme and the credits theme. Outside of that, the sound ain't all that good, but it's still a fun game. I like Metroid 2. I thought it was a good game. Next, I finished Shinobi on the Sega Master System. Kind of a Shinobi, Metroid, Batman, and WWE year, am I right? I feel like I've been playing nothing but those games as of late. But I finished the original Shinobi on the Sega Master System. Decent game, but I just thought it's funny that literally as soon as you beat the game just ends. Like, you see the guy you beat, and it says game over. I mean, I don't get it. The jumping is real strict in the game. You have to be very precise with your jumps. If your jumps are like maybe just a little bit off, you're not beating that game. So, not a bad game, but nothing really all that special. Now I beat two NES games, Breakthrough and Trojan. Breakthrough is a really short game. You can easily beat it like in about 15-20 minutes. It's like kind of like a running gun, but you're in a car, kind of like Jackal. But all you do is just go to the other side, kill some enemies, and that's really it. It's an okay game. Now, Trojan, though, I really had a good time with this game, despite that game being short. For those of you who saw, I did a no-death run of that game, and let me tell you something. I was just into that no-death run. I just had a feeling I could do it, and I did it. I really like Trojan. It's a really fun game for the NES. Even though it's really short, it's a really good game. And the last but not least game that I beat, I actually wanted to kind of go in depth with this game. And it's Batman Returns on the Sega Genesis. And the reason why I want to go in depth with this game just a little bit is because I used to hate this game. I will never forget when I first bought it back in 2008, thinking it was like the Super Nintendo game, being so disappointed it was a different game. I dismissed it for all these years, and looking back at that one Game Gear video I did about Batman Returns, I was way too harsh on it. I was saying it was a bad game, it was terrible, and the claw shot doesn't work, the hook shot and all that. I finally gave it a chance, and honestly, it's not that bad. In fact, I want to say it's a decent game. I just think the problem with Batman Returns on the Genesis is, for one, it's pretty difficult, although you can change the lives to 7, so it gives you more wiggle room for error. It's the hit detection. The hit detection is very, very janky in that game. There are times that you might be able to hit something and then it doesn't go through, or the enemy ends up hitting you when it shouldn't have hit you. And I'll say this, Penguin's a bitch in this game. Penguin is really tough in this game. But it's not a bad game. The music, I love the Stage 1 theme. I love that song, but the rest of the music is just meh. The graphics are okay, but they're a little too grainy for my liking for a Genesis game. I know it's Batman, but it's not bad that you can use color. So, it's not bad, but I still stand. The Super Nintendo version and the Game Gear versions mop the floor out of the Genesis version. So anyway, guys, that's all the games I beat for the month of February. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Video Game Lover 58, sign out. Peace.